Alrighty, here goes the made in China one. What's inside here? A rounded bolt head, as opposed to this extra wide Napa one from 10 years ago, and then this serrated made in USA replacement. I think I have some good old made in USA ones from years ago. And the contact disc that spins around, make for a fresh contact area. Got a brass finish on steel. It's just a washer, basically, a thick washer. All these little parts. Do not open under penalty of jail. Freedom will be taken away. I'm gonna go look through my pile of junk and see if I can find a good old made in USA solenoid, an old one. Old pictures. Metric starter made in Japan, or maybe that one's made in China. Piles of junk. Lots of Corvair starter drives. Fuel pump for the Honda, faucet, funnels. Junk just expands and expands. Made in USA engine mounts. No, they're in here somewhere. Aha! Made in USA. Look at that. Brand new. Diesel. No idea where that one's from. I'll take a couple of these apart. And I've got some more revelations about my truck, and now I know why it's wandering when it goes down the road. Wanders left, right, like I'm drunk. Left, right outer tie rod's loose, and yep, wheel bearings loose. Here's the solenoid as a tripod stand. Yep, I tighten the wheel bearing. It's a bit of a job. And the tie rod. Tie rod right there. Old vehicles, huh? Gotta keep on top of it. Alrighty. I'm gonna take apart these two solenoids. I'm trying not to get any Ebola disease. Alright. Made in USA, brand spanking new. Look at that. I think it's the same one. Yep. And then this one, China. Oops. And then we got this mutt here. Doesn't look very old. It's got some printing on it. Whatever it says. Alrighty, got my work to do. Lots of junk little parts. 30 minutes later, I polished up the bolt, my extra wide contact bolt. Doesn't look so bad once I shined it up. And I opened up one more of these solenoids, and Whoa, this one's all chopped up. Amazing how simple it is once you know what to do. So this goes back like that, and then I'll put the nut on after I polish that up, because the battery cable rides against the back of this nut. It gets squished with a lock washer. And there's my polished up ring that contacts between the battery and the starter. Sends the power once it gets energized. Click! Clunk! Zzz. Polish that up too. Well, fix her up. Got a whole mess of parts here, don't I? What else is new? Oh, do I have junk? And I've got rust. I've got a sandblast off. I can't stand it. And I got to tighten that bearing. And I went through my junk and I found a tie rod end, brand spanking new. And I found a couple more for that side. I've got my work cut out for me. All kinds of parts to replace. Bang that baby off soon. Yeah, I can't believe it's loose. I've greased this thing 1,000,000 times. Water, rust, salt, junk. Time to put it together, and time to listen to some Christian rap. I'll get marked for matched content. Church rap. Believe in the Lord. Time to put it together. I got anti-seize everywhere. Oh yeah, okay. Got everything polished up. I got the disc polished up. I got the back of the bolt that goes to the starter. The bolt goes in there. Oh boy. Ever since too much for me. I'm too old. Slide this back together like that. Make sure everything lines up. And I remember the gasket. Yep. I'll bolt it all back together, and I'll decide what to do with the starter, with the bushings. I wish I had an undersized one for a nice tight fit on the shaft, so I'll have to make a decision real soon. Look at this little soldier. It's funny how the other Napa one, made in USA, doesn't have that wide contact bolt from the battery, yet it's got a solid brass bolt to hold the solid brass nut to hold the bronze bolt on. That's solid brass. This one's a steel one, but it's good enough once you get it all cleaned up. Lots of little parts. Old-fashioned 60s technology. 50s technology. That's what it is. Oh, I don't know how much later it is, an hour later. Got the booster cables, some junk cables hooked up. Barely hanging on, rusty brass plated rusty steel. And here's my starter. I had to rob an end bushing under the cap from this starter, and don't even know where it came from. And I've got it hooked up there, and I've got one end melted off over here, and let's see what she sounds like. Let's see, how do you do this now? You put one cable to the battery end that's hooked up to the battery 24/7, like that. You see this? I don't know. And then you jump across the solenoid wire, the S screw, and the starter jumps to life and goes ring. Hopefully I put it together properly and it'll have some oomph when I put it on the T-Rock. Alrighty, I could try this one and see how it works. Put it together, I got the screws right there, missing the end bushing. Yep, I got some spares, I got parts everywhere. Parts everywhere.